My name's Jo Martin, and I've been coming to this theatre since I was about 7, 8. My mum took me to pantomimes here, classic pantomimes. And I then belonged to the youth theatre here. I then was commissioned to write my first play here, which was called Shoot to Win, about a netball team. I was then on the board. What else have I done here? I produced an improv show called Blaggers that used to run twice a month or so here. I've done a lot of stuff here. So yeah, this is my second home. Oh, Shoot to Win. Philip came to me and he said, because I used to write a lot of comedy sketches, and so I was always writing for stuff and comedians, and he said, there are not many plays where it's just women. He goes, I'd love you to commission you to write a play about women. What have you got? And then I was hanging out with my two friends, Tracy Daly and Josephine Melville, and we were talking about it, and we were like, I saw a play many moons ago. The youth theatre took us to the Edinburgh Festival, and they said, "Oh, we're going to go and see a play about rugby." And I was like, "Oh my God, I don't want to go see a play about rugby." And they were like, "Oh, it's called Up and Under, and it's a classic play, and la la la." And I went to see this play, and I was blown away. I was like, "Oh my God!" And they recreated like a game on stage. It was so stylized and beautiful, and that came to mind. And I said, I'd love to do a sporting play. And then I also remember when I was ushering a little girl here, and I saw a play called Steaming, which was all women by Nell Dunn, which was just amazing. And I was blown away by that. And so I used to play basketball. Basketball was not very popular in this country as well. It is more now. But at that time, it was netball. So we said, let's do a play about netball. And that was it. And so I have to give thanks that I saw that play, because my thing was I want to see a netball match on this stage. And Paulette Randall directed it, and we had an amazing cast. And originally when I was writing it, I was like, I can write myself the best part. I'm going to write the best part in this. Get some big speeches, monologues. I want tears, I want drama. And you know what? The journey of being a writer on a piece was the journey was so complete for me that I didn't want to be in it, that I knew so many great actors. We're not short of great actors in this town. My God, I could have cast that 100 times over. It was so hard to cast because there were so many good actors that I knew that could do the parts. And I also wanted to take it up to more drafts. I wanted to keep drafting. I wanted to be in a rehearsal room and see what they were bringing, and then draft it up some more, which is what we did. Which was a shame, because the other thing was, when you do a play, the theatre has business to run. You have to have a finished script so they can print, so they can sell the book when the play's running, which that happened, but that was maybe draft 10. I took it up to about draft 18. And so when people buy the book, they go, but what, this scene's not there, or this didn't happen, or la la la. I go, yeah, because it'd gone to print before we'd come up with those ideas. So in the end, I didn't end up doing it. Although I did come on one night. One of the actors, Nadine, was ill, and I had to come. And everyone said, "But you wrote the play, you know it." I didn't know shit. I was standing there like a fool, but I did my best. I mean, he's all about the community, and without him and a few other key people like Derek Brown and Brenda McEwen, I don't think I would have been an actress at all, because the support you were given and the belief, because we think, oh, we're working class kids, we're this and that, we don't see ourselves represented. So how, if you don't see it, you don't think you can be it. And he would always say, you can be it. I remember him coming to my house because my mum was getting really concerned. I was spending so much time doing drama and this and that. And she was like, but you got to go to university. You got to finish your, your O levels at that time. GCSEs, what they call them now. And there was something happening, and she said I couldn't do it. And Philip came to my house and sat down my mum, and my mum got out her best china in the front room that we were never allowed to go in, and adopted this weird voice. She was talking all kind of posh like this. She make I was like, who is this woman? You know what I mean? And he spoke with her and finessed her and charmed her, because he's so charming. And he went, and this is a busy man. He's running the theatre, he's trying to save the theatre every day. There's no money, there's this happening, that happening. He comes to my house in Forest Gate. I remember when he was leaving, and she's like, oh, so kind of you to come, and oh, Mrs. And she goes, and she just said, I love that man. Is he married? I was like, no. and but she still insisted that I couldn't do the show. But anyway, it all worked out in the end. But that's the kind of guy he was. Also, when we wrote the play, I was having some financial problems. I hadn't paid my council tax. And I was under all kinds of pressures. You know, you're young, you're this, you're that. And I remember the bailiffs turning up at this theatre because someone had said, oh, she's at the Theatre Royal. Yeah. And they turned up and we were doing the first like read through. It wasn't being put on yet. It was like a little read through of the play. And I got called down and then Philip was like, what's going on? You can't leave. And I told him, he went downstairs, coated off the bailiff saying, how dare you hound this young girl? How dare you? And he cursed them out and then paid them what I owed. That's who he was. You know, he championed me to believe then ran a director's course here with so many people that would never thought of being directors, you know, that he said, you need to go on this director's course. And I was like, but I can't afford it. I can't this. He subsidised me that I could be here. So, because I was working on the markets at the time. And I was like, I need to do the market still because I need some money. And he made sure that I had food to eat and that I did the director's course and then went on to direct some of the posse shows that were here. And I also directed Ready or Not, which was Adi Akoli, which is Tunde Akoli's son, who wrote Scrape Off the Black. And Ade wrote a piece called Ready or Not, which I directed with him. And that's all down to Philip. I mean, I could go on and on about Philip all day long. You know, it's just, I got everything to thank him for, you know, my directing chops, my writing chops, acting, paying off bailiffs. Yeah. Absolutely. And the way that, you know, I got a shock of my life when I went out into the real world and did my first theatre job. I think it was outside of the Theatre of Stratford East. I think it was the Royal Court. I think it was. And I'd been used to, when Philip has a production, everyone gathers in the green room, and I mean everyone. Betty the cleaner, the bar guy, front of house, whoever you are, you're going to be in that room, so you meet everyone. So that community, that family, that, you know, that everyone's pulling in the same direction and we talk, we meet, we know each other by names. You know, you go to other theatres and it's so impersonal. I was so shocked because I thought, this is the life for me. This is what it's always going to be. And it's not. And I think every theatre should adopt that way of working. I think it's key. And in terms of changing the audiences that came here, well, most theatres, we know what the audiences are made up of. So to come to a theatre to see a mixed audience, unbelievable, because you're made to feel like you're not welcome, even if that's not what your intention is. That's how you feel, that's how you perceive it, that you don't feel like it's for you. But this door has always been flung open, it's for everyone, and long may it rain. I would fight tooth and nail to make sure this theatre stays. I mean, I'm not on the board anymore, don't have any, but I've got banners and I've got a very loud voice, thanks to Philip, booming. Oh, that's hard. It really is. I mean, I have to name check Steaming again because that really, I'd never seen a play with all women. You know what I mean? So that, and the actresses that were in this piece, they were just like powerhouses. I was just blown away. I remember seeing another play called Welcome Home Jacko. The humour, they were talking to me. I knew these characters and I knew these situations in this pool club and where the guys were playing pool and reggae music was pumping and, you know, you could almost smell the food that was being served on the counters. My first ever professional play was El Dorado with Don Warrington and this old 50s beauty, at the time she was a much older lady, Faith Brooke. If you look her up, you see her in sometimes I watch it on TV on a Sunday and you see some old film come up. Is she talking like this? You know, you see, you go, oh my God, she was so stunning. And that was a great play because obviously I was in it. You get this sense of community. And then also one of the things that happens in this theatre is, you know, sometimes it's great, sometimes you're like, shut up. People talk to you. They think they're watching the TV. They get involved. They are, you can't ignore them. You know what I mean? It's not the kind of theatre, not it's kind of space where we walk around going, no, we pretend they're not there and we'll just do our thing. And, so sometimes there's that kind of callback. There's a kind of you engage with it, and you got to be on your toes for that. And for an audience, if you're a member of the audience, it's electric. It's absolutely fire. The minute you walk in the door, from the minute you smell that Caribbean food, the characters on the box office, you got your Ashes, you got your Ange, they come with vibes. It's not just, I'm doing a job and here's your ticket. They come with history also, because they've been here so long. And that goes for so many of the people, the continuity here. Like my son is now an usherette here, he's an 18. And some of the kind of pieces that you will see put on here, you won't see in any other theatre, and also what Philip would do, and Kerry after him and other people, they would take a chance on things. Who would come up to someone like me, this wild, mad Bayliss after and say, Joe, write me a play. I'm like, yeah? How much? Can I get money up front? Can I get some money up front? Well, she did. We got money up front. And I think we went and spent it on nonsense. I won't tell you what. I don't know how legal it is. But we were very happy. Vodka and lime. Ooh, don't mind if I do. It's home. It's absolutely home. It's my safe place. I walk with Stratford in my bag every day. They're in my pocket. They're in my heart. It's in how I walk. It's how anything I do is always a little sprinkle of Stratford on me. Always. When my boys were little and bringing them to the pantomimes and me saying, oh, I thought, showing off, letting people know this is my home. I'm not an audience member. I live here. I helped build this place. No, it was already built. But anyway.